It's not
Come on,
going to
get
be
in
good.
there. Get in there.
It's not going to be good.
Get in there. Give it a sip. Number 2.
So much more jam. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I was just like, I like the
What was
wine.
that? That was too much technical terminology. Hi, I'm Tracy Gardner, and welcome to Pairing Base. At this stage of our process, we invite lovers of food and wine pairing to sit down and taste a few of the pairings that we tasted, so we can find out what they think. So check it out.
Hi, I'm Diane Weinchild-Pole. I am a culinary school graduate. I'm a food writer and a culinary instructor.
My name is Morgan Pruitt. I work for Italy Wine USA, helping them in their retail shops across the country.
I'm Rebecca. I manage a wine store in New Jersey and just love wine ever since.
Okay, wow, this is great. This is one of my favorite summer foods. I'm going to forego the lovely utensils and just dig in. It's primal, it's lobster, and I'm going to just dig in with my fingers. I hope that's fine.
That's totally fine. Number 1. Number 2. The cats will be very happy about that. I'll take care of that. Don't worry, I'll take care of that. Don't look for what you expect to be good. Really just eat the food, taste the wine, look at the experience the wine creates, and try to figure out which one you think creates the most pleasure, which one you'd like to serve to your guests at dinner party.
Okay.
I've already put some lemon on this meat, so I'm dipping it in the butter. With the lemon comes certain qualities in the wine
Exactly.
that you want.
yeah.
That's crucial.
Right. That's how these wines got to this point.
Usually the pairings for lobster is with Chardonnays, with more elaborate preparations, like with cream or lobster Newburg. So the Chardonnays, which are so rich and buttery, go with that. But for this, with the lemon, I would think a more minerally citrusy wine. So I'm eager to taste all these things, and I will tell you what I think.
We'll do a little butter and lemon, and then wine number 1.
Okay.
Well, I do like the wine itself. With this, I don't like number 1 a lot. It's a little too acidic.
Awesome.
A little too lean.
Okay.
Number 1.
I'm gonna guess it's a rosé, although it's very pale in color. It's got some really great strawberry and fruit forward notes with a really great acidity at the end. And it does hold up to this very well. Even I would say it's a little more light medium bodied, but to hold up to a full bodied lobster like this, I think it's very well balanced and yeah, just got some really great acidity on it.
This is very nice. It's crisp. It's not competing with the acid in the lemon. It complements the richness of the butter. I like it.
Okay, cool. We'll move on to number 2.
Okay. What a difference in color, right?
That's like night and day right
What did
there.
that mean?
That was like citrus and oak and butter and.
Don't like it as much as the first one.
Okay.
I'm gonna taste again, but I'm spitting because I'm drinking too much wine.
sure.
And then I won't be able to talk. And then I'll have to just go to sleep.
Number 2 is immediately much more in what I'm looking for. Both in this richness and weight in the palate,
Okay.
the sort of luxurious feel of it. Stands up to the rich butter. Really, butter's the major driving force here.
When we say butter is a major driving
It's the
force.
richness of the dish. So, I mean, I think if this was maybe olive oil poached lobster, one might have worked, but in theory. But for certainly 2 and this dish are so far the best.
I mean, it's adequate. I wouldn't refuse it if someone served it to me, but I think it's too it's strong. There's a word I'm thinking of. Muscular. That's the word I was thinking of.
Okay.
It's a little too muscular, too strong with the lobster meat, which tends to be you know, it's more delicate. And
Sure.
to me, this is overwhelming it.
So initially it was incredibly oaky and buttery and over the top, with that like lemon, almost butterscotch in the background. But having it now with this, it's kind of toned back a little. The oak's a little more prevalent now in comparison to the butter. But it's really nice. I think as a typical person that would be looking for that oaky, buttery Chardonnay to go with something like this with butter, it's definitely a really nice option.
Okay. Keep going.
See what this last guy's all about.
Oh, this is so different, right?
This one's so much more of a jam. Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're just like, I like the
What was that?
wine.
That was too much technical terminology. What was that again?
So much jam.
What do you mean by that?
It has that oaky butteriness, that little bit of baking spice. I think the third one is probably my favorite pairing.
Well, number 3 is even more acidic and sort of lemony. There's a little coaxing richness on the finish that is not totally unpleasant. I put it at the second place, but right now number 2 is the clear winner for me.
I think this would be my least favorite with this.
Ah, interesting.
For me, it's not enhancing the meat and the butter and the lemon. It's fighting it.
I think I want to do all 3 again.
Okay, cool.
Just to be sure.
Cool.
Let's try that again.
Now I'm perceiving this wine almost as like a very light rosé in flavor, and the color isn't right, but it has a little bit more pull to it. Stone fruit, kind of pithy stone fruit to it. That really disqualifies it for me from this.
So what did you get there? What did you get in your mouth?
So first thing you do is you bite into this, really beautiful, rich lobster, fresh, poached, warm. Dip it in butter. Has a little bit of lemon. The lemon is there to kind of cut the richness of the butter. So the dish itself is like sort of perfect. Doesn't
Right.
need anything else.
Right.
I don't even know if there's salt at it. Doesn't need it because you have the butter.
Right.
It's a really singular dish. You jump into the wine and it kind of is like a shriek when you want to have like an operatic, and you're getting more like, and it's just raw.
This is delicious. The smell of it, the scent.
You tasted all 3 again. What happened with the first one?
The first one I think came across a little too acidic on this end. Compared to the other 2, I guess palate-wise, it just didn't work out. Almost the berries were a little toned down, like the strawberry, cherry kind of initial raspberry even flavor, and it was more astringent acidity, which normally, for me, I would think would pair well with butter, but I think it was just not enough body and structure to hold up to it, so it almost came across a little astringent on the acidity.
Definitely my favorite.
Okay. Let me put 2
Definitely.
more things for you.
I think a well-made wine, but not for this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the butter, the oak, all that's definitely there with this one.
Which one? 2 or 3?
The second, number 2.
Number 2?
Yeah, I feel like that's your typical if you went to a restaurant.
So there you have a wine with some body and some weight to it, and it fills the mouth, like the food filled the mouth. And it all very harmonious. Now the finish is starting to come in, and it's delicious. It has, you throw out the word buttery a lot for California Chardonnays especially, but really the term comes more from a Burgundian sense, but it has to be well balanced with fruit and butter, like lemon and butter, coming together to kind of make this perfect balanced finish to it. Right now this wine has. What I like to do sometimes too is I'll blow out through my nose and close my mouth, because you really get a sense of the finish as it's all sort of lingering in your top palate, and it's kind of hanging in there, really nice. I don't want to go to 3 right now. I want to stay on 2.
So to make your friends really, really happy and to feel like a food and wine pairing boss at your dinner party, which are you serving? Are you serving 2 and 3, or serving just 2 or just 3?
So I would probably just stick with 1, I think. I think I would just want to stand behind the one I have, and I would choose 3.
I don't weigh that much. Like I take a few sips, I need a bedroom now.
For me, 3 is trying to come close to this, but it has a little more lemony acidity to it that kind of, it's close actually. No, it's a little too sharp, a little too taut for me to really recommend it as like the best of this lineup.
This wine, I really like. I think I'd buy this wine a lot and drink a lot of it, but not with this dish. It's so interesting.
Is that number 2 or 3?
Number 2, I really like it.
Why would you serve 3?
More complex, definitely different undertones that just kind of linger and
You're
are
talking about what you
unexpected.
get in your mouth.
Yeah, palate-wise.
Okay.
You get that baking spice, citrusy notes, a little bit of oak, but nothing too crazy, just enough to stand up to it. And it's just something different that I think really would wow a person versus the typical 2 to me.
This is number 5.
Wow, okay.
Ignore the fact that it's number 5, and that's number 2 prime. So give those guys a try with the dish. Rush into the store and say, I'm having steamed lobster with lemon and butter for dinner. And I'm having the most amazing foodies at my table. I gotta get an amazing wine for dinner.
Yeah.
And I got these 3 wines. I got 1 bottle, I grabbed 2 bottles, 3 bottles. It just.
I mean, if we're really doing it, you could do 3 first and then 2, but I would just go for 2.
Okay.
It's not fighting with it, it's complementing it. But it's strong enough to stand up to the citrus.
Okay. Awesome.
It's delicious.
Great.
I think it might be my new favorite.
Awesome.
It's not
Come on,
going to
get
be
in there.
good.
Get in there.
It's not going to be good.
Get in there. Give it a sip.
Not going to be good.
Okay. I'm gonna.
No, fights with it, does nothing for the flavors. It doesn't enhance them at all.
Nice.
It's a little bitter with this, not good.
Very nice. So it's between 2 prime and number 1.
I think I'll go with number 1.
Really? Okay. But this is a close second.
That would be my close second.
Okay. Cool. All right. So now is the moment. Let's open these guys up. See what they are. Number 1.
So not
Not
red wine, yeah.
Not California Chardonnay.
This is number 1. Is a rosé. Yep.
Rip it.
Take it out. Do whatever you want to do.
It's a rosé, that's
Yeah.
what I thought, a
Yeah.
Provençal
Yeah.
rosé.
Exactly.
I think I said that at one point,
Yeah, I
that a
think you- I
rosé
think
would be
you
very
did.
nice
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the style these days. Is they're, as pink as you can make them.
made in Provence.
A Provence,
Rosé.
a crisp Provence rosé.
Yeah, 2018. All right. Doesn't surprise me. I definitely thought rosé. It's more
Right.
on that citrusy side.
Right.
So that's number 1.
Okay.
This I'm dying to know, and then I want to know what number 2 is because I love
Okay.
it.
Okay.
And rosés tend to be less expensive. So
That's
it's
true.
good for dinner parties,
That's true. That's true.
good for crowds.
This
What is this?
a Loire Valley
From the Loire.
Chenin Blanc.
Okay. I was wondering if it was a Viognier.
So this is your second
Loire.
favorite, or
Yeah.
you're sort of torn between those 2. That's a Loire Valley Chenin Blanc. We're looking at number 2.
Yeah. Melon Eden. Oh, nicely done.
Okay.
California Chardonnay.
Not Rombauers.
But
I haven't had this one, so this is nice. Okay. We sell a good amount of this when I get it in, so it's kind of nice to know that I appreciated it for what it was.
that's number 2.
This is a Chardonnay too? I don't
Yep.
believe it.
Why
Well,
do you
I
say
don't
that?
believe
Why do you
it.
say that?
Well,
It didn't taste like it?
no, it tasted very different than the other one.
Number 3.
Not this one, if I'm.
Oh, it was the Chablis. Wow. So now this is what I think you did.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Why do you say that's interesting?
Because it's a Chardonnay. It's a Chardonnay,
Right.
which I initially said is great with more creamy, or like if it was stuffed with crab meat.
Marceau. I'm always drawn to Marceau. I can't help myself.
Well, Rousseau is that way, isn't it?
It's just got that that baking spice. It's
Yeah.
just fuller bodied and
What is that? That sounds sad.
Yeah.
I was on the fence with 3, but I think after the fatness of 2 and the kind of overall power of 2, it was like you can go quite deep on lobster and butter and go for some big rich wine.
You said this is muscular, and I think you're right. I think it is a muscular Chardonnay.
Is it
Is it California style? Yeah.
Which tend to be
Yeah.
very
This was a French.
big and oaky, you know.
Exactly.
Because the French Chardonnays tend to be much
More subtle.
French, right? Much more subtle.
We saw some lovers of food and wine pairing taste some of the wines that we liked, and we got some interesting results. We're going to take those results into a session with me and Irene and see where we end up. So check out that video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot. Hi, I'm Tracy Gardner, and welcome to Pairing Base. In this video, hold on, I didn't write this out. It doesn't matter what I'm doing right now. Ruby. Next video, Irene and I are going to taste all these wines to see which ones we like best. You're going to want to check that out. Click here.